Hey everyone, welcome back to the Thinking Crypto channel, your home for crypto news and interviews. Guys, what a bullish and a historical day for the crypto market. I have tons of news items to share with you all important. We're going to talk about the ProShares Bitcoin ETF being listed on the New York Stock Exchange, historic for sure, and the volume that is coming through on that. Also, Bitcoin pumped past a new all-time high. It is over $64,000. We have a major partnership with Coinbase and the NBA and the WNBA, guys. Remember what I've been saying for years? Mass marketing is coming. Billions are going to go into marketing this asset class. We also have Facebook has selected Coinbase as its custodian for its digital currency wallet, Novi. So huge partnership here. We also have Chainalysis. They've added Bitcoin to their balance sheet. And we're going to talk about Algorand. They're partnered with a platform that's working with the NBA, which is really bullish for Algorand. And we also have Bank of America. They are doing something big with crypto as well. So lots to cover here, my friends. Before we get to it, please go ahead and hit the thumbs up button, leave a comment below, and hit the subscribe button if you're new here. It helps support the channel and it doesn't cost you anything. Guys, this video is brought to you by OKCoin Crypto Exchange, where you can buy, sell, and trade your favorite cryptocurrencies, and you don't have to pay high fees. OKCoin charges low fees. You can also stake your crypto and keep 100% of the rewards. There are no fees charged, and also, OKCoin is the only exchange where you can buy Miami coin. So be sure to sign up, link in the description. All right, let's look at the market here. Lots of green across the board, primarily around Bitcoin, of course. As mentioned, Bitcoin went past $64,000. The alts are pretty much stagnant. They're waiting for Bitcoin's pump to complete, and then we will see the alts pump. And you may say, well, how do you know that? Well, that's what we've seen historically, right? And the money flows from Bitcoin into altcoins. So alt season is going to be really, really good. So let's take a look at the Bitcoin weekly chart here, which I've been showing you guys for a long time. I've shown you my lines that I've drawn and how the market cycles will play out. Obviously, I could be wrong, but so far I've been right. I showed you guys where we would have the correction and then our next pump. And I think we could, Bitcoin could go to 66,000, 67,000 and then pull back. That's what I'm expecting. It could drop to like 56. So expect that. It may not drop as low as 56, but I'm just looking at the market cycles historically, and this is how they've played out. So just keep that in mind. Some people are going to be like, oh, dude, what are you talking about? We're going to keep pumping forever. Nothing goes up in a straight line. We will have a pump up, pull back, and then another pump to all-time highs again. So be patient, look at the market macro level, and that's why you should be subscribed to this channel so you can gather this information if you don't have time to review it yourself. And obviously, I'm not saying you should only look at my channel, but look at other channels, look at other points of data. I've always pointed you guys to the Bitcoin stock to flow model. You can follow Plan B on Twitter because he's often giving updates on how are we looking. And it looks like here he says $63,000 met for this month. Remember his predictions: August, 47,000. September, 43,000, October, 63,000. He has been correct. He's expecting $98,000 in November and then 135,000 in December. So you can probably see the smile on my face. Those of you who are watching the video, those of you who are listening on the podcast, I am smiling. So things are looking very bullish, guys. And obviously we had really big news items, which are going to drive the price up. Now, Justin Bennett, who does some great crypto analysis, he said the following, which I agree with. He said, if Bitcoin breaks $65,000 without a significant pullback first, Ethereum probably matches it with a close above the May trend line. With a close above the May trend line, excuse me. This would put Ethereum on track for $20,000 in January. Look at this chart, guys. That would be amazing. Oh my gosh, a $10,000 Ethereum, a $20,000 Ethereum would be amazing, guys. Those of you who I obviously have not disclosed my volume of crypto that I own, like an actual number, but I've shown you guys my portfolio. XRP my number one, Bitcoin my number two, and Ethereum my number three. So Bitcoin at 100,000, Ethereum at just $10,000. XRP at $10. these would be pretty life-changing price points for me. I'm sure for many of you as well. Now, here, ProShares Bitcoin Strategy ETF went live on the New York Stock Exchange. Historic day, guys. The volume was crazy. And they even, the team at ProShares even opened up at the stock exchange, the opening bell. So they were there, guys, and they have this huge banner hanging outside of the New York Stock Exchange building. So, you know, the futures ETF, like we've talked about, is a double-edged sword, not ideal, but I do believe it opens the door for other ETFs like physically backed spot market ETFs and so forth. And look at this, Barry Silbert, who owns Digital Currency Group, which owns Grayscale, he kind of trolled them a bit. He said, I'm going to guess that this group collectively owns less than one Bitcoin. Why? Because they're dealing with cash settled futures, right? They actually own the asset. So he's trolling a bit there, but not really trolling, because look what they have up their sleeve. Grayscale and New York Stock Exchange formally kicked off the process this morning to convert the Grayscale Bitcoin Trust into the first spot-based Bitcoin ETF. This is what we want, my friends, not the future. So I am hoping this gets approved, and they're doing it with NYSE Arca. And man, this would be awesome, guys, because they actually own the assets and it will be spot, right? Better than the futures. We don't want the futures, but like I said, we'll take it as the, you know, opening the door, the foot in the door to get these better products in there. And Gabor Gerbox, who I've interviewed on the channel, who works at VanEck, which is obviously a huge firm, legacy, crazy power money and all that, right? They, they're filing for a physical Bitcoin ETF, and he said the decision date is November 14th. So imagine we have, you know, this month, your couple of futures ETFs getting approved. Then come November, the physical ones get approved, and that adds more money to the market. It seems like that's how it will play out. So fingers crossed, guys. And if you haven't seen my interview with Gabor, be sure to check it out. I'll put a link in the description. It'll help you to, he explains why a Bitcoin ETF is important. And remember, like I've told you guys before, it starts with Bitcoin. Then they will build altcoin ETFs, Ethereum, Chainlink, Cardano, more money coming into the crypto asset class. Now, check this out. Chainalysis. Couldn't say that. They are doing a lot of blockchain data and analytics and so forth. Well, here's what they tweeted. We are excited to share that we've worked with our longstanding partner, NYDIG, to add Bitcoin to Chainalysis balance sheet. Remember what I've been saying? Keep an eye on NYDIG, on NYDIG, whatever you want to call it. They are working with a lot of the Wall Street firms, guys. I remember my interview with some of the folks where they're building the on and off ramps for 600 plus banks. Big things happening. People aren't paying attention. It's not making the huge headlines, but these infrastructure items are being set up. And I just have to say, count yourself lucky, guys, that you are here early. We are on the side of smart money. Dumb money uses, you know, they follow the herd and the crowd mentality, and they buy the top when that is not when you're supposed to buy, right? So pat yourself on the shoulder and the back, whatever it is, that you're here early and you bought the lows, and obviously we want to sell the highs. Now, AMC CEO Adam Aaron says by end of year, the company will accept Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Dogecoin from Q1. And this was on a CNBC interview today. So AMC is looking to do this, guys. I've been trying to get an interview with Adam Aaron, but obviously it's very difficult. He's the CEO of AMC. I'm sure he's very busy, but huge adoption here. Don't miss how bullish this is. Look at this. Volaris, the national airline of El Salvador, announced it will be accepting Bitcoin for tickets. Adoption happening at all fronts. And one of the catalysts that I think could help drive Bitcoin to over six figures is that we're going to have Amazon and some of these big players, Google's and so forth, accept crypto for payments. I think that announcement is coming sometime this quarter, could be next month and or maybe December, but you know, things are just looking very bullish, and there's adoption happening on all fronts. Now, check this out, guys. Coinbase announces multi-year sponsorship deal with the NBA and WNBA. those of you who've been following me from since 2017, I've talked about it. Mass marketing, guys, billions. You're going to see TV commercials and sponsorships and radio and online advertising. It's even starting to happen. You guys may have seen like the FTX announcements, and they're sponsoring car races. All kinds of stuff is happening right now. So Coinbase has entered into a multi-year partnership with the National Basketball Association and the Women's National Basketball Association to serve as their exclusive cryptocurrency sponsor, the company announced Tuesday. Coinbase's logo and branding will appear during televised games for the aforementioned leagues. It will be the league's first crypto platform partnership. The exchange will also be a partner of the NBA G League, NBA 2K League, and USA Basketball. Guys, you know how many millions, I think even billions globally, the NBA, WNBA, and 2K, the visibility they have, guys? This is massive, massive. I can't, overstate how great this is and how massive this is. This is a huge sponsorship. I'm a big NBA fan. I watch a lot of basketball. And I think this is pretty groundbreaking, guys. And you're going to see other companies do the same to compete. You're going to see the NFL, the MLB, and soccer, whatever it is, guys. They're all going to get sponsorships, and there's a lot of it's going to be crypto. So watch out for Super Bowl ads around crypto. The next Super Bowl, just a lot of sponsorships, guys. I'm super excited for the future of this asset class. And if you're still on the fence as to what's happening here and if this is legit, I don't know what other evidence you need. There's billions going to be poured into this. Just massive, massive news. Now, along the lines of the NBA, Algorand. If you hold Algorand, and by the way, I took a bigger position on Algorand, not financial investment advice. You can, of course, stake it and earn rewards. Well, I think Algorand's positioned to be great. And I just recently interviewed Sean Ford, the COO at Algorand, and you have countries building their central bank digital currencies on the Algorand blockchain. Need I say more? So here, Sequoia Games brings augmented reality to board games using Algorand blockchain. The Catan-style game combines a physical board with NFT-backed characters that can be bought and sold between players on the Algorand blockchain. And Sequoia Games has tapped Algorand as the digital ledger behind its new Flex NBA product, a National Basketball Association licensed board game that uses augmented reality. Wow, guys, it's amazing what is playing out here, all these different use cases. And I am very bullish on Algorand. And one of the things that Sean and I spoke about in the interview was that Michael Arrington, he put $100 million to develop the Algorand ecosystem. Anthony Scaramucci Skybridge also put $100 million to develop the Algorand ecosystem. So you got some big institutional players betting on Algorand. You got countries building their CBDCs, and you have these big adoption news, guys. So, and in the interviews, Sean and I talk about Algorand looking to scale to 10,000 transactions per second. So bullish. I am personally grabbing up as much Algorand as I can. Not financial investment advice. Do your own research. Don't just go jump into something because I said I am, but you should do your research. I'm telling you why. I gave you some facts: the transactions per second, the adoption by central banks, obviously by Sequoia Games here. So big things ahead. Now, the other major item here, guys, Coinbase and Facebook have partnered. So Brian Armstrong, actually, I think he just tweeted, let me pull it up here, congratulating David Marcus at Facebook. Obviously, they're building a digital currency, right? Let me pull it up here for you guys. And you guys can see what Brian Armstrong had to say. But essentially, they're going to use Coinbase for as custody. So Brian Armstrong tweeted at David Marcus, said, congrats to the David Marcus and the team. It takes a lot of perseverance to ignore the haters and ship. And here's what David Marcus had to say. Remittances are a critical way to achieve financial inclusion. Today, we're rolling out a small pilot of the Novi digital wallet app in 2 countries, the US and Guatemala. People can send and receive money instantly, securely, with no fees. We're doing a pilot to test core feature functions and our operational capabilities in customer care and compliance. We're also hopeful this will demonstrate a new stablecoin use case as a payments instrument beyond how they are typically used today. Now, I want to just jump ahead. He says here, the Novi pilot uses USDP, Pax Dollar, through partnerships with Paxos and Coinbase. USDP is a well-designed stablecoin that's been operating successfully for over 3 years and has important regulatory and consumer protection attributes. Guys, this is big. And he said here, I do want to be clear that our support for DM hasn't changed, and we intend to launch Novi with DM once it receives regulatory approval and goes live. We care about interoperability and we want to do it right. So their actual stablecoin is still in the works, but they're going to use the USDP, which is, I think this is their pilot, right? Their trial run to make sure everything goes well. Just bullish news. Some of you may be like, well, why is this bullish? Well, couple layers to this. One, the crypto asset class and ecosystem is growing, right? And you have Facebook green lighting this, and they're partnering with an exchange. So you have the optics and the trust factor that Facebook is participating. Second, the world that we're headed to, the token economy, is going to be a multi-chain world. They're going to be different blockchains. And like he was talking about interoperability, all these things will be interoperable with each other. So it will further bring more people into the market. Here's why. People who are still on the fence about Bitcoin and crypto, if Facebook educates them about, hey, here's what a stable coin is, and it uses blockchain technology, here's blah, blah, blah. You can move money. Well, how do I know? And here's how it works, and blah, blah, blah. When they understand that, it will make it easy for them to understand other assets like Cardano or XRP or Bitcoin or Ethereum and so forth, right? Because Facebook has done the education. It's bringing more people into the ecosystem. So you got to think macro level with these things, not just, well, what does it mean for the price or whatever? Macro level and the adoption, right? They're ushering more people into the ecosystem, guys. So bullish news. Finally, Bank of America adds 23 more firms to its crypto research list. Bank of America now identifies a total of 43 publicly traded companies that may benefit from exposure to digital assets. So they continue to expand their tracking and looking at these different companies. And guess what? That list is going to continue to grow because everybody's jumping into crypto. It's amazing what's happening, guys. Such a historic and bullish day for the market. Great times are ahead. Like I've said, guys, let's go back to that Bitcoin weekly chart. Expect a pullback once Bitcoin maybe hits 65, 66, or 67 in that range, as I've drawn it out here. Or maybe it just keeps going. But as we've seen historically, guys, you got to expect a correction. Nothing goes up in a straight line. But look, we've seen Bitcoin pump very high before, but look, just go back historically, you'll see corrections along the way. After like 4 to 5 green candles on the weekly chart, you see a pullback. So be prepared. These things are important to keep in the back of your mind, so you're not moving your emotions like, oh my God, Bitcoin just crashed, right? That's what noobs do, people who don't understand the market cycles, and you don't want to fall in that category. You want to be a well-informed investor who's not investing with emotions, but rather data, analytics, and trends, right? You got to use the charts. I'm sure these things are not 100% accurate because no one can predict the future, but it's close to as perfect as we can get, or close as to accuracy as we can get, rather than waking up and if the sun is up or the sun is down, whatever, that's how you're moving. No, what does the data say, right? So guys, I hope this is helpful. I hope you see what is happening in this crypto asset class. And like I said, count yourself lucky you're here. There are billions of people ignoring this. There are people who are too lazy to go research this and understand, and it's going to be too late, and they may follow the crowd, right? The herd mentality, and that's how they get wrecked. But smart investors research, time the market as best as possible, look at the data, and look at the facts, right, guys? You got to look at it holistically and from a macro level. So share this video with a crypto skeptic, hit the thumbs up button, leave a comment, be sure you subscribe, and I'll talk to you all later.